And here we are at take 3 of doing this. And I'm going to wait for someone to come on and let me know. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is this working? Hi. Just,
Hello.
Hey, Jen, can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
And you can see me.
Yep. Before you get choppy and then the sound is off. We can see your lips moving, but the sound isn't at the same. And then it just kind of gets choppier and choppier slowly, and then you freeze and disappear. So just before you disappeared, I kind of said, if anyone can still hear me, we'll probably be kicked out, and then Erin will start again. So please just rejoin us. So.
Oh my goodness.
Hopefully the third time is the charm.
Third time's the charm, guys. You know, it's the same as yesterday. It took 20 minutes to get to the part that it would finally work. And it's the same thing. It's 12:21.
Yeah. So hopefully this is it.
Hopefully this is it. Hey guys, if you are just joining or rejoining, please say hello. Let us know how you're doing today. Hey, Katie, good to see you. You made it for the third effort to do this. Hey, Yamil, welcome back, sweetheart. You know what? We're just gonna keep going, right? We're just gonna keep going. Maybe, I don't know, maybe tomorrow we might want to have a Zoom room ready and do this maybe that way. Although Zoom has also been a little up and down. Yeah, we've had some challenges with, you know, it's electronics and communication, right? That's why when I give you guys the heads up, I gotta tell you, don't ever fear, you know, a Mercury retrograde, but just be prepared. So we were mentally and emotionally prepared that if there were glitches, we were just gonna roll with it. One of the things that's really, really important to me, and anyone who's ever worked with me will know this, is being authentic. Thank you, honey. Being authentic is really important to me. Life is not always going to just be that smooth sailing thing, you know? There's going to be hiccups and challenges, and it doesn't matter who you are in life. You came just like being human, and as a human being, the energies and things that affect people, you know, we may be able to filter, prepare this or that, but hey, we're still in it with you. So I believe in being authentic. So I'm going to leave all of these different parts up. But I am going to do that last part over so that people don't have to watch 3 videos to get today's training. So we were talking about mindset and how way too many people, especially in the metaphysical or psychic development field, do not really give mindset its proper due in its importance. It is so critical, so critical. Your mindset controls, it actually affects your abilities. It affects your abilities, how you receive them, how you process them, your accuracy, delivery. It affects, you know, the things that you charted to do. But if you've got these limiting beliefs and stuff hanging out in there and it stops you from fulfilling the things that you charted to do, your purpose, your path, your themes, and your ability. to rock your life, right? To fulfill and step into all of those things and your full potential. Your mindset's very important, and that is why it is a part of every one of my light worker programs. It is a part of my my group program. It is definitely vital in the certification program, and it is even in the Lightworker initiation program, right? Mindset, so important. Cannot leave that out when you are looking to really awakening who you are, your full potential, who you charted to be, and your abilities, and your life experience. Your life experience. And I just want to remind you, because I'm not sure on which of these videos I got to give you these quotes. I don't know. But you may be surprised to know from long, long ago until current, this whole thing about knowing about your mindset being really so vital to your spirituality, it's not new. So one of my favorite quotes is from, and Buddha said, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Let that sink in, right? So we're going from Buddha to more current with Radleigh Valentine. Love Radleigh. And Radleigh said, quote, your mindset is the key to unlocking your full potential. So we're gonna get back in, and I'm going to start with this, and yes, stay with me and you will understand why I am calling today Training the Puppy, and how by the time we're done today, you're gonna know, you're going to have strategies and the exercise tools that you can implement today to start training your puppy. So we got to start at the beginning, though. The beginning is that you are 3 parts. Part number 1 is your soul, your essence, your being, the spirit that is eternal. Part number 3 is your body. Your body, this is the vehicle that your soul, spirit, essence is parked in, and the vehicle that takes you and navigates and takes you through this experience and this adventure called life on planet Earth. And then there's part number 2, guys, and that's what we're talking about today. Part number 2, I affectionately call the puppy. But before we get into why I call it the puppy, let's kind of backtrack into the science of it. Because when you understand that, honestly, one of the other main keys of my programs, why there's so much accelerated growth, because I do bring the science and the spiritual together, right? Because that's like, hey, instead of just focusing on one part or the other part, we do the 3 parts. So here's part number 2. Here's the science. Part number 2, your brain, which is the hardware, your mind, which is the software. So now let's talk about the brain, okay? Its number 1 function, like the only thing, like your brain don't care about nothing else except keeping you alive, keeping the body alive. That's its job. That's its job, is to keep the body alive. And you don't even need to be conscious, right? It's just the hardware. As long is that still working? The body is pumping, organs are working, da 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 da. Your brain controls the body. That's the hardware. It's like the, you know, if you're the spirit and you're sitting in that car and the car is the body, the vehicle, brain, that's the engine, the motor, that's everything that's under the hood that makes the car operate. And then in the brain, you have your mind. And your mind's prime objective is also to keep you alive, to keep you safe, to protect you. So while the brain is doing it in a very tangible way, let's keep those organs going, let's keep the heart pumping, let's make sure those lungs, right, they're breathing and we're getting oxygen in. The brain is the one that's going to send the signals that say, hey, you haven't eaten. Hey, you need something to drink. You're dehydrating, right? The brain is going to work with your body and going to send you information and messages when it's like, yo, your engine needs some maintenance here. Your mind, that's the software. That's all that extra stuff in there that gives the nuance to who you are, to your vehicle. And I want you to understand that your mind is broken up into two parts. You have your conscious mind, right? That's your thinking, analytical, processing, logical part. And then you have your subconscious. And your subconscious mind is where, you're going to be surprised, guys, that's where your identity, your potential, your belief systems, your values, your behaviors, all of this is in the subconscious mind. You may think it's your conscious mind. Up into the conscious mind, it came from down here first. So again, let's get into a little science so we can get into the spiritual, okay? The mind, broken up into your conscious and your subconscious. And the conscious part of your brain, it can take in roughly 7 bits, 7 chunks of information per second. Your subconscious mind can take in over 2 million bits of information per second. Your subconscious mind is taking in and processing and filing and labeling and determining the value and importance of things without you even being consciously aware, right? So here we go. That subconscious mind is really kind of important, isn't it? I'm going to tell you even further how and why. Okay. So now I want you to imagine a building with 100 floors. And the top 7 floors, that's the CEO, right? That's that very top one. And that is all of the bigwigs, the VIPs, those, the face, right? The face of this company, the company being you. That's your conscious mind, right? And then you have your subconscious mind. Guys, that's the other 93 floors. All right, so think about that. 7 to 93. That 93 is where all of this comes in and is filtered and labeled and identified. And then and it's stored. Things you don't even know are stored in there. hypnotherapy sessions. I will give you an example. Or even they have found that someone who was under anesthesia, right, and they were unconscious, hypnosis session. If you take them back into that time period when they were in the operating room, conscious mind was sleeping. 93 was still going, and they can tell you the conversations, what's this, what's that, picking up on all the sounds, all of this. Also in belief, right? And we want to go and find that belief. 100% guarantee where that belief first started is going to, you're going to end up recalling a time that you consciously never knew of or were even aware of. Subconscious is really important. So now we know we got our 3 parts. We got the brain, it's going to keep the body going. We got the mind. We got the top part, right? It's all rational and logical and doing all of this stuff. What you may not realize, though, is it's making all of the decisions based on all of the information that is being sent up from the 93. So, the 93, again, that is where, this is where your identity comes from. All of those things that you say, I am, that is not up here. It is in the subconscious. Your potential, what you believe you are and are not able or capable of. Your beliefs, your values, your behaviors, right? All of this stuff is there. So now, let me introduce the puppy. Your mind, right? Number one objective is to keep you alive. And I always see the mind as being a 5-year-old lab puppy. Because, think about it, a 5-year-old lab. Well, first off, they've been around a while. They think they know things pretty good. They know you pretty good, right? They've been here a while. But at 5, they also still think they're a puppy. They're still gonna get into mischief. There's still things that for them to learn. All right. And your 5-year-old, right? It's strong, it's vibrant, it knows you. But here's the thing. Your puppy loves you, like loves you. I want you to think about how a dog, right? They do symbolize loyalty. They call it man's best friend. Loyalty. Your puppy is so loyal to you. And your puppy knows everything in your subconscious. Your puppy knows it all. And so your puppy, all your puppy wants to do is to protect you and please you. Right? Because now our brain is not worried about pleasing you, just protecting you. But your mind, it wants to please you and protect you. And so just like a puppy that has been around, right? Even at 5, you kind of got to keep an eye. You just, right? You just can't let it go off wherever. You still need to tend to. you need to know, what is this puppy being fed, right? Am I giving it attention? What kind of attention? Is it being well cared for? Because this is all part of that engine, the system, the software, and everything that's running. So now let's get back to the puppy. Your puppy is so in tune, right, to your thoughts, and it's your thoughts that create your emotions. I know people are like, no, I had the feeling first and then my brain went, ah. Honestly, scientifically, I'm going to prove to you right now how that's not true. When you are under anesthesia or you are unconscious, you are not feeling anything. There's no thought. And without thought recognizing a feeling, there's no feelings. Okay? So our thoughts create our emotions. And emotions literally means energy in motion. Energy in motion. And we have given those emotions names. Feelings. Okay? Feelings. And those feelings are not new. You have been taking in information since your very beginning. And as it was coming in, your puppy was helping to label things. Oh, that's under fear, that's under hurt, that's under sadness, that's anger, that's this, that's happy, that's this, that's da 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 da. Okay, and then as more things come in, and your 93 is so proficient, right? Because the puppy is like got the system set up with them, and they're sorting it, they're processing it. Everything gets filtered through your subconscious mind. Everything. And so your puppy doesn't know the difference because your puppy's going on the feeling, right? The emotional feeling. Your puppy is not the upstairs. Your puppy is the subconscious. And so your puppy doesn't know the difference between, oh my God, I am scared to death. I am so scared. What do you mean? I'm going to get up there on a stage and I'm going to give a speech to 10,000 people. I've never spoken publicly before. My heart is like this. Or someone has broken in, there is a gun in my face, and I have my back up against the wall. I am scared to death that I might die. The feeling, the emotional feeling to your puppy is the same. Now to your logical brain, right? Your logic brain can make some differences there. It's that feeling, that emotion. All right? Does everyone understand the puppy? Are you understanding what I'm saying about the brain, the mind, and the puppy? Okay? Let me know, yes, that you're getting this. And if you're not getting it, let me know that too, because this is really important. Your belief system and where you create your identity and your potential, your values, your behavior, those filters, your soul, your being, your essence in order to get it to here on the outside. It has to go through here first. So how does this affect you, right? I said it affects you spiritually. It affects your life purpose. It affects your expression of your gifts, your abilities, and your life path, life purpose. Here's an example. You could be the most amazing psychic, medium, healer, divine channeler that's ever graced this planet. But if your belief, that filter, says, why me? It can't be me. Oh, no, 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 no. And not me, you know, and my filter of fear, who's going to believe me? Who, you know, how would I, you know, oh my God, who's going to believe me? What if I'm crazy? What if I'm just making all of this up? Or you could get a message, right, and go through the filter, and it's like, well, I'm not going to tell them that because, like, that's crazy. That's, you know, that makes no sense. So guess what? You will never express your full, authentic, fabulous self. You will filter that. You will either hold it in or you're going to filter and only give bits of it. So not only will you never experience your full greatness, no one else will either. Let that sink in. And this is not just, right, about being a psychic reading or mediumship reading. Although, let me tell you a story. So I was doing a mediumship reading. And this is now a longtime client of mine. It's got to be a good 10, 15 years. But our first time getting together, she had wanted to connect with loved one who had crossed. And yay, right? Because I actually have a system that I have a client do to prepare for a mediumship reading, so that it is, you know, a very on target, right, for the client. And this, yes, I do teach this in the Lightworkers certification program, so that you know how to be accurate, you know, and you're confident authentically, not because I told you. But anyway, so I'm doing this reading, and the woman's loved one came through. And, you know, she's telling me things that client was able to, you know, verify and validate, you know, but it wasn't, I mean, it was good. It was going really well. And then I got a message from her loved one that if I had not already dealt with the filter of filtering messages, right? Oh my God, I can't say that. I'm not going to tell them, you know, what I just heard or blah, blah, blah. You know, that's crazy, blah, blah, blah. That's whatever. I'm like, no, you know, I've already dealt with this filter a long, long time ago. And the message, it was very funny. It was a little raunchy, and it was just one of my favorite things that has come through in a mediumship reading, where the loved one was saying to them, listen, yes, I'm with you. You know, if I was any more with you, I'd be up your panties or up your butt. It was just hysterical. Oh my God. And what was even funnier is the client, that was when it really for her, and she went, yes, yes, that's her, that's her. Because that's how they talked with each other. And I could have done that, right? That filtering, that I'm not going to say something like that. Well, I'm making it up, right? Who talks like that? But I did. And that was when she really she relaxed and she was like into it. And now she's like, yes, that's her. And bam, we were off and running. Another time, and I'm sharing these stories with you, right? Because I want you to understand this is not just theory. This is not theory. This is proven by many, 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 but I myself have proven this. And many of those who have gone through my program, this is proven. So I had another client who she did start with, am I crazy? Am I crazy? No one's going to believe me. Why would anyone want to believe me? Right? And she just like held all of this stuff in. And then when she decided to kind of take steps into, she just knew she was really drawn, right, to metaphysical, spiritual. And so she took Oracle certification, Oracle card reading certification. And, so we started working together, and her belief system, her I am, her potential could only see that much. She could only see, I'm going to do Oracle readings, and, that's, I can be okay with that. I'm an Oracle card reader, and, da, da, da. But when we went in and we started working, because from day one, guys, day one, we are working on mindset. And we found she had this was a very limiting belief. Limiting means it was boxed. It was like, I can only go up to this much. And once we removed that wall, turns out she has the most amazing gift of mediumship. That literally after this one session, she went from just kind of want to get really good at doing cards to, from that day forward, confidently, fluently giving mediumship readings. She didn't know. So that's why I'm saying how your mindset affects you awakening the light worker you were born to be. Getting into the subconscious and working with that puppy is how she discovered who she charted to be. Her gifts, her abilities, and her confidence in those gifts and abilities, and her confidence in delivering the messages as she got them, which then made them so more accurate. And it was more healing, right? Because that is the purpose of any of the things that any of our gifts that we share. They're a form of healing. Whether you're an energy practitioner, you're a psychic, a medium, you are doing psychic readings or card readings, or you are a spiritual teacher or a coach, a mentor, whatever. Okay, it blows the doors open for you to discover who you are and share that gift. All of those things are healing. They bring somebody insight. They bring them comfort. They show them how to heal, how to make peace with, or maybe your body, right? There's so much. Your gifts are all tools of healing for yourself and for everyone you share them with. So, do you understand that, guys? Do you understand your gifts? You are a healer. You are a healer. If you agree with that, please type healer, healer, healer. And
we do have one question, Erin. We have a question so far. Kathleen asks, what if you worry you've reached a point where it may be past where you need to be in your life to really get your purpose even done?
That's a limiting belief. You've put a time limit on the impact and the expression of who you are. Nope. That's a limiting belief. That goes back to that I am. That goes back to your sense of potential. You know, you could be the most amazing chef, artist, inventor, healer. If you have a belief system that, and an identity, or even behaviors that keep you limited, keep you from expressing that, here's the thing, guys, I'm going to share a secret with you. You can write this down. I like to call this a golden nugget because it's a truth. The number one fear for pretty much everybody across the board is fear of judgment, right? Some call it fear of failure. But what you're really afraid of is that if it doesn't work out the way you said or you wanted or this or that, people are going to judge you. So it still comes back to judgment. And how people judge, blah, blah, blah. And then there are others that are really worried about when they pass of Judgment Day. Here's the truth. We're over, and we are done with a lifetime. We go through a healing period, right? Because, you know, being human wasn't easy. And we bring back a lot of that human stuff to work through to get back to our pure soul essence. But we are the ones who do our past life review. We are the ones that judge. We're going to look, okay, this was the things I wanted to do, be, have, achieve, experience. And you're going to look at how many of those you can check off. And you're going to see so many that you're not able to check off. And then you're going to see how you stopped yourself. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't A, B, C, D, E. I was there, and the only thing that stopped me checking this off my list, my must-do human experience list, was myself. And then on that soul level, that's when a lot of times, if there are still things on that list that you had wanted to check off, if they were part of that whole experience that you really wanted, that's when you end up booking another trip to come back and do them. Okay? But now let's get back to your puppy, right? So your puppy loves you. So when you start to go to do things that are outside your comfort zone, growing and stretching, your puppy is like, oh, no, don't you worry, I got you, right? And if your puppy's like, the first line of defense is going to be to throw up every example in your memory banks from the beginning of time. Remember the time you did this and it didn't work? Did you remember the time this? And what about that time and this time? Trying to stop you, right? so that you're like, yeah, I didn't like that feeling. Yeah, I didn't really like that feeling. Yeah, no. But again, your puppy doesn't know the difference between I am uncomfortably nervous about pushing past my comfort zone versus I am going into dangerous territory. Your puppy doesn't know the difference. You have to tell your puppy. That's where the step 7 comes in, right? You got to do it. You got to let your puppy know what you want, what your objective is. And here's the thing about puppies. Puppies like treats. Puppies like treats. So you work on retraining your puppy. Because remember I told you, even before protecting you, what your puppy wants to do is please you. Your puppy just wants to love you and please you. Even first. So you have to let your puppy know how to do that. Now, right now, your puppy is running on the training and the programming that's been going on since you were born. Hey guys, guess what? A lot of that training, your puppy was trained by other people. And that's not a good, bad thing, this thing, that thing. It's just an is thing. You come into this world and, you know, you're blank. And it is through the people around you, family. It is through your community. It is through your relatives. It's then through your society and your teachers and your religions and now even like your media, right? And it's through all of these things that your puppy is trained. Here's an example. If you were raised in a way where you were told you could be anything you want, anything, unlimited. You can be anything you want. You can do anything you want. Didn't say you're going to necessarily achieve it, but there's also no reason why you won't achieve it, right? So imagine if this is what you heard all the time. Or you were heard, listen, just do this. Don't push past this. You know, you could get burned. You know, just get yourself a regular job where there maybe it's a union job and you just clock in and you clock out and you say, thank you for my paycheck, and don't want too much out of life. Because if you want too much out of life, you could be setting yourself up for heartache. And I don't want you to have any heartache. Now, this is just the trained. Do you think those two people are living different lives? I bet they are. Right? The one who is told and trained, that puppy, their puppy got trained to keep them on, you can do anything you want. There's no reason why you can't succeed. Versus the one that said, play it safe, play it small. Don't make yourself stand out too much. Play it safe. Don't try things because then you won't fail and you can't get hurt. Who's living a fuller life? Who is living the life they charted? Who is expressing their authentic self? Who do you think is really racking up success in life? And success is not about just a tangible thing. Yeah, they may have a nice car, they may have a nice bank account, they may have a really good relationship, they have various degrees, all of this, but the real success is they are living their life on their terms and they are experiencing more joy more peace and love and happiness in their life. And that is success. Okay, so again, your puppy's been trained. I don't know how your puppy's been trained, but I can tell you, I do know, I have never met a person on this planet who your puppy is worth software training that really would benefit you to either eliminate, change, tweak, do something, replace. And I call that giving your puppy treats. Okay? So here's how you do that. Things that you will give your puppy a job. And then when that job is finished, and you're just like, yeah, and you're feeling good, and you're like this, and the puppy's like, oh, you liked that? Let me go do it again. And the puppy's going to bring you another happy thing. Oh, you like that? Let me do it again. Okay? So instead of, we're going to be like, okay, let me teach you what I want. So I want, and give yourself this exercise and tell your puppy that I know something wonderful, something fabulous, something great is going to happen in my life. It's going to happen for me within the next 24 hours. And then just be open. It could be someone brought you a cup of coffee, right? And you're like, hey, cool, thank you. It could be someone that may be a coworker that's not usually the nicest. Maybe they held the door open for you this time. It could be that you went to go make your coffee and you found, oh, I forgot to check the coffee yesterday, but I do have enough to make coffee this morning and I can go buy some more on the way home. It could be anything. You see, what you've done is you have now told your puppy, within the next 24 hours, I want you to be on the lookout for something fabulous, something wonderful, something that's going to make me feel good, something that's going to make my life easier and happier. And your puppy is going to make sure that you notice these things. And then for each one, as it happens, and now here's the rest of the exercise. I want you to jot down at the end of your day. I want you to jot down things that happened during that 24 hours, things that happened during your day that you can celebrate, that are like, yes, this was fabulous. And you know, I tend to I share a story of a celebration with the ladies that worked with, right? Well, I will let them know celebrations are also so vital to your mindset, because the more things you see to celebrate, the more you feel that, the more your puppy wants to bring things to celebrate to you. All right. So now you may have heard in the world gratitude, right? Kathleen, gratitude journal. I call it a celebration journal. There's a slight, while it may seem minor, there really is a difference between them. And the celebration is literally like, woo, like that, celebrating, like this was great. Yes, right? Gratitude, you are feeling that thankfulness, right? You're feeling that appreciation. But this is a little bit more, this is a different emotion, a different feeling. This is kind of ramped up a little, where, because right now it's a treat for the puppy. Gratitude journals are really treats for your soul. And yes, the puppy does get trained with it. Celebrations? That's a bacon whatever snack for them. Are you kidding? They're like, yeah, I want me some more of those. So write down celebrations. And it could literally be, and I have shared this celebration. Ladies, it could be that you went and shaved, you're not bleeding, right? Now covered in band-aids. It could be you went to the bathroom and, oh, good. Yes.
You're starting to freeze and get choppy on it.
There are so many to celebrate. That's not allowed.
Oh, now I can, yeah. But you're freezing more and more as we go, right, in the past 5 minutes, 10 minutes, so.
All right. Here's the deal, guys. If you registered, right, because I want to make sure that, as you know, by registering, you also get the replay, but you also get a daily bonus. And today's bonus gift, I am sending you a journal. It is an awareness journal. It's going to help you start, where you can keep track of these things in your subconscious, and doing exercises, right, to start changes. Homework. Want you to, and be like, okay, here we go. And if you want to name your puppy, go for it. And say, okay, here you go. Within the next 24 hours, show me everything. Like, just show me. Like, I know that there's just something wonderful, something just like so great is going to happen. And I want you, show me that. And any of the others, just show me. And then you are going to, at the end of the day, you're going to take that journal, or if, a notebook, a journal of your own, and you're going to write out your celebrations. You're going to write out the celebrations. And what that does is, while you were training the puppy, it brings it into the body, really helps get it.
You're freezing up again, Erin.
And it feeds your soul, right? And all again.
Now I can, yeah. Yeah, it's almost like you're picturing the sound is really laggy.
Jen? I don't know. I may need you to finish up for me. But again, that list. And then as you go back and reread each one, feel the joy, feel the happiness. And then when you get up in the morning, you ask the puppy again. And get your puppy accustomed to focusing on these things, these celebrations. And so now your puppy is more on the lookout for ways to please you. And then you will start working on using that to express your abilities, right? And you can just keep going and going and going with that throughout your life. Tomorrow, we're going to really it's our final day of the training series. And tomorrow, you know, I am going to also share with you all of these opportunities that your limiting belief that you don't realize you have, that you were conditioned not to know about. I'm going to share with you opportunities for you and your life and your soul expression. And I will also and giving you exercises, and I've got a gift for that, but I'm also going to be sharing with you for those that are like, I need to dive into this. I want to identify my abilities. I want to be working intimately, fluently with doing all of this. I want to know exactly, you know, what it's charted to be. I want to open that door. I want to activate and no longer just hide and reel in the light worker that I am. And I'll be sharing with you some very special opportunities for that as well. I will be opening the doors to the Lightworker Activation Mentorship Program, and I'll tell you about that tomorrow, and you know, other options that you have so that you've started, right? You've started. Keep going. Keep applying these things. Keep taking steps forwards. Even if you're not ready to take a leap, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you, don't at least keep taking steps forward. Guys, you'll regret it. You charted to come and be on this planet at this time. You charted to be a part of the experience, and you charted to be a part of the healing process. Before you were born, you chose to have your gifts and your abilities, and you have an entire spiritual crew, a celestial crew with that information ready to help you and awaken you and remind you about all the things you came to do and how you came to do them. So keep moving. And for those that did register, make sure you're going to check your email. You're going to get the replay. You're going to get the free journal from me. That'll be in there. And then we will be back here tomorrow for day 3, our final Lightworker training day. So, Jen,
We can still hear you. It's laggy a little bit, but we can still hear you, Erin.
All right. Before we sign off, I want to thank everyone for taking that step by investing your time today to participate in this training and for implementing, right? Implementing the exercises, right? Because that's the only way, that's the step. That's the step, implementing the exercises. I hope everybody enjoyed. Are there any questions or anything that I need to comment back on before we finish today?
You're just getting some thanks. Puppy treats, positive reinforcements.
Absolutely. Your puppy loves treats. Loves treats. All right, everyone. Much love. See you tomorrow. And go make friends with your puppy.
Thanks, Erin. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Jen. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye.